Russia is certainly quickly feeling the impact of sanctions hitting their country, with U.S. now freezing assets of Russia's central bank, and the Russian ruble is crashing in value as Russians feel the economic pinch, though. Is Vladimir Putin feeling any pressure? ABC's James Longman reports in tonight, once again from Moscow.
Moscow feels increasingly like the capital of a police state as Putin isolates Russia from the world. Riot police flooding the center of town are keeping his people at arm's length too. The Kremlin is the most imposing seat of Russian power. The bridge opposite, also the place where almost 7 years ago to the day, Putin's fierce critic, Russian opposition leader Boris Nemtsov, was shot to death. Now, once again, unrest is in the air. Authorities are worried this unpopular war will mobilize dissent. But already it has. More than 5,500 people have been detained by riot police. Their crime? Peacefully protesting. They're anti-war, especially against a close neighbor with whom they have so much in common.
I don't want this war. Almost no one here wants it. I want the whole world to see that we don't want it. We don't want it to weigh on our conscience for decades. I don't want to feel guilty for living here through my whole life.
Putin has carefully cultivated an image as a calculating statesman over the last 20 years, using scare tactics on the West. But in the last week, it's his own people who have perhaps been just as intimidated. The fear was plain to see on the face of his foreign spy chief, who he humiliated during a televised national security meeting last week.
В противном случае вы предлагаете начать переговорный процесс? Нет, я или признавать суверенитет.
As the chief stammered when questioned, Putin told him to speak clearly and directly.
Говорите прямо.
The official later taking to Russian state television, supporting the aggressive campaign against Ukraine. And there was another even bigger fright days later when Putin played the nuclear card. He claimed to have put his nuclear deterrent into a state of heightened alert. Belarus, a close Russian ally, approving a new constitution, ditching its non-nuclear status, which would open the door for Russia to position nukes even closer to European Union states. But all this has consequences. The world is quickly imposing damning and crippling economic sanctions against Russia, and the sting is already being felt. A lot of countries have already closed their airspace to Russian airlines, and FIFA, football's world governing body, is going to suspend Russia until further notice, meaning their stake in this year's World Cup is in jeopardy. The Russian central bank also shut down stock trading Monday, the ruble already losing more than 30% of its value against the dollar. Fearing they'll be choked off from the global market soon, ordinary Russians have been lining up at banks to withdraw cash. Already $10 billion have been taken out in just 1 week.
These consequences are very unpleasant. I'm used to living in the 21st century where I can just use my credit card. I haven't used cash in 5 years. This will really impact me strongly.
Since the fall of the Soviet Union, middle-class Russians have enjoyed closer economic and cultural ties with Europe, and the thought of going back is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people here.
Of course I want to travel. I want to witness global achievements, to benefit from them. This is all I want, to travel freely and see how the world develops and be a part of it.
Ordinary Russians are already starting to see their lives change because of sanctions. Vladimir Putin might be able to convince them that it's the West's fault. But what about those closest to him, the elites, the ones who've benefited from the luxurious perks of modern Russian life? Do they really want to follow Vladimir Putin down this apparent path towards Russian isolationism and economic misery?
This war suggests Vladimir Putin is ready to eliminate the progress of the last 30 years. Both the super-rich and ordinary Russians will feel the changes in their own ways. The question is whether anyone can prevent the Iron Curtain from going back up.
Lindsay, the impact of these sanctions is really being felt now. We've seen lines of people trying to get their cash out. But the stock market now, after having been closed today, looks like it's going to be closed for the next few days. There is real concern here about the ruble dropping significantly against the dollar. There is going to be a really difficult period of economic hardship for the people of Russia, and it's going to be up to Vladimir Putin and his inner circle to sell this war to the Russian people. Lindsay?
James, thank you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.